G'day guys, Luke here. Welcome back to another video. In today's guys, we are doing the Reptile update for January 2026. First of all guys, Happy New Year. Hope everyone had a happy and safe holiday or Merry Christmas, however you celebrate the holidays. In this video guys, we'll be starting out outside in their brand new outdoor enclosure with the Gibson War Dragons. Then we're making our way into the snake room. Then to wrap everything up, we'll be in the lizard room checking out what's been happening. This is my Gibson War Dragon enclosure. So it's 180 centimeters by 90 by 90, so 6 foot by 3 by 3. We do have a shade cloth over the top of it just to keep the sun off it during the hottest part of the day. Apart from that, there's full shade, partial shade, and an open area from the sun themselves. By saying that, they get the morning sun and a little bit of the afternoon sun as well. Better look inside the enclosure. Got their pond with a couple of bricks and rocks in here to help them get in and out of the water. There's a few things around the pond as well just to help them get in and out. A couple of hides. There is a hot box where we get to in a moment. We've got branches, hammocks, then the foam backing just to help the cage look nice. So overall, I'm quite happy how it looks. I might add a plant in here later on, but I'm pretty happy how it looks. It's practical. On to the actual animals themselves. This is our latest member to the family. This is Lime. Now I tell Lime and Gamora apart by their toes. Lime here has a toe missing on her left hand, but saying that she settled in quite nicely. Then this is a hot box from inside the enclosure. This is Bruce. He's the big boy. He's a bit of a cheeky boy as well. He doesn't like to be touched. So he's more of a looking animal. But grab him out. Have a look at him. And you can see he's a boofter. Look at him. He's a solid boy. Maybe a little bit fattening up. But he's still a pretty good boy. There he goes. This feisty girl here, his name is Gamora. So out of the Gibson, she's probably the cleanest looking one. But she's very feral, so I had to put her down quickly here. She was going to bite me. However, she'll come out and she's more confident than the other two girls for the most part. So her and Lime always get confused because they're so similar looking. Then our last girl, her name is Shigo. She's pretty much the original female that I got with Bruce. Now, she lost her little spines in the back of her head from a mating attempt from Bruce, I'm guessing. But saying that, she's quite healthy. Look, she's quite fat compared to the other two. She's very shy. She only comes out in the morning to get the early sun. Then she'll go back in the hot box to sleep for the most part. But those are all 4 Gibson War Dragons in our house, looking quite happy and content. So we'll live and be and check out the rest of the family. We are now into the snake room. So this room houses every snake except for one, as well as a couple of my model lizards who you'll see later in the video. But we'll start on this shelving unit here that has a pair of 4-foot enclosures in it. The one down the bottom has my diamond pythons, which we get to second. But we'll start with my central carpet pythons first. So up here we've got Chappie and Orchid. So Chappie, that's the boy. Doing pretty well considering he hasn't been eating again for the last few months. So hopefully in the new year he'll start eating once more. Really likes to sit on top of the nest box. Then his girlfriend is just at the other corner. Now she's in shed at the moment, so this is Orchid. Not too long ago she laid roughly 30 eggs, so that's quite a big clutch for her. So hopefully all the eggs go well. Now after she laid the eggs, a few days later I did offer her some food. She wasn't interested, so once she sheds her skin I'll try again. Considering she laid a lot of eggs, her body condition doesn't look too bad. In the enclosure, we've got the Aspen snake bed as a substrate. Water bowl, I decided to leave the next box in there as a hide, as Chappie likes to sit on top of it. Got a couple of branches to perch on, normal light, ceramic heat, and then a couple of fake plants in the enclosure. As well as a proper hide in there that they'll both sit in and curl up in. Close this so I don't lose our precious guys. As previously stated, we have a pair of diamond pythons in this 4-foot enclosure. Their names are Atrum and Aurelia. Now the substrate will be changed out again, it's getting a bit old. So the substrate I use for these guys is the coconut fibre substrate. Got a water bowl, a few hides in here from to go into, a couple of branches to perch on, a nice backing to set off the cage. Got a heat on that side, as well the LED UVB light bars for the UV. And let's check on these two crazy, they're getting quite big. I think both of them in shed. Oh no, it's just a Aurelia in shed. So peeking over this branch. So this one looking at my hand here, this is Atrum. Bit of a sweetheart, not really that keen on food these days. Probably eat every month instead of every fortnight like his brother Aurelia. Aurelia's in shed at the moment, which is a shame, as when he's out of shed, is a nice kind of goldish, yellowish colour. Both are beautiful snakes, and the best way to tell these two apart is Aurelia means yellow, I think in Rome. So when he sheds, he's nice and bright. The natural means black in Rome, I believe, so he's a bit more of a darker colour. But those are my two diamond python boys. To the other side of the reptile room, we've got a pair of 6-foot enclosures, so 180 centimetre enclosures, and a pair of 90s to go through. We'll go over to this one over here first, that houses my two oldest snakes in the family, Superstar and Graham. So beautiful girls. They are blind spotted pythons, if I haven't mentioned that. So the one on the left there is Superstar, she's the eldest, and the one on the right there is Graham. Now Graham started eating again, funny enough, on her birthday, so she'll probably eat all the way to about March normally. Superstar, she's still got food, so hopefully she'll start eating again very soon. Apart from that, they're both relatively healthy and fine and all of that jazz. Trying to put the hide back on top of them without squishing them. There's a light hide anyway, so it's not going to hurt them. It's just, I want to make sure they're comfortable. Hey Graham, there you go Superstar. Right, in the enclosure guys, we've got the water bowl, their branch, 3 hides for them to go into, aspen substrate, aspen snake as their bedding. We've got the fake plant, a rock and a bit of a timber there for them to help to shed their skin, their backing, heat, and just a display light to display the enclosure. Slide this across to their neighbours, Aaron and Emma. We'll get to those two in a second. We'll go through the cage first. So in the enclosure, yet again, I use the aspen snake bedding. There's 3 places for them to hide. So Aaron's in the warm hide, Emma's in the corner there ready to ambush me. We've got a water bowl, fake plants that just makes the cage pop a bit. Got a backing. There's a fake rock stack that I've kind of incorporated the hides into. And there's a light strip that gets shared throughout the room. So we're going to say hello to Erin. She's more the friendly type. Hey beautiful girl. Here she is. She did lay a clutch of eggs for me, I think late November or early November. Somewhere around then. Unfortunately her eggs died off, so unfortunately no baby children pythons this year. Then her partner in crime is Emma, who is lurking under here. He likes to ambush me from this little spot now, so he's a little menace, aren't you, buddy? Still love you there, buddy. So those are my blind spotted pythons and my pair of children pythons. Underneath my antarezias we have one of the Aspidity snakes, which is the black-headed python, the other being the Roma python. But Chris here is my black-headed python. Doing exceptionally well in curious mode at the moment. Now, when there's no food involved, Chris is an absolute sweetheart. No issues whatsoever. Food, on the other hand, being a Aspidity, she will hit like a ton of bricks. So I have to skip her first feed in the new year as she had a couple of extra rats before this video. A couple of people in here weren't interested in food. But yeah, you can see she's pretty good. Just be very careful not to set her off. Aren't you, girl? No, don't you think about it. Anyway, in her enclosure, we've got 2 monstrous hides for her to go into. And she's probably pushing 8 feet in length, give or take. We've got the bedding, a fake plant, a branch she actually used from time to time. We've got a heat over there, display light over this end, a backing, and we've got her water bowl. Aren't you a good girl, hey? Yes, you are. Below Chris, we have Ray. Now, Ray, he's my Rosenberg Mourner. Now, I know I have been saying this for the probably past year, but I have to get around to building his outdoor enclosure very, very soon, as he's getting quite big and he's getting a little bit restless these days. However, today's just chilling out underneath his heat. So currently he's in a 6-foot enclosure. His outdoor enclosure, I am planning on being roughly 6 foot long, I think 4 feet deep, and then I think 3 foot tall is the plans. I could be wrong. I'll show you guys that process when we get up to that. However, in the enclosure, we've got his hide, a couple of rocks in there he can use to bask under to gain more belly heat, a backing, his hammock. There was a couple of fake plants in here, but he's destroyed those. A water bowl, the bedding's the coconut fibre stuff, and a log, but his outdoor enclosure, I hope, will be much better than this. Going from our biggest monitor we have in the family to the smallest, we have Rosie. Now Rosie here is a little ridge-tail monitor, doing pretty well. In fact, he's just hanging out on his fake rock stack, gaining some morning heat. He's a little bit of a cheeky bugger that he'll come over very confidently for food, but as soon as no food, he runs and hides. So it's kind of funny, at 1 minute he's confident, next minute he gets very shy. But his house is in a 127 enclosure, so a 4-foot enclosure. In his house, we've got a standard substrate, a fake rock stack that he likes to play around in, like he's doing now, a fake plant to just add a bit of colour in the enclosure. We've got his branches that he will use from time to time, his water bowl couple of hide, or his actual hide, he will sleep over night time. We've got his heat and his UVB. Aren't you just a cheeky little guy? The pair of 67 enclosures we're looking at now houses 2 more entourages. So the one on the left hand side has a male blonde spotted python named Caesar. On the other side we have Valentino, who's the son to Emma, as well as to Azula, but unfortunately Azula passed away last year. Now both enclosures have a heat pad to one side for warmth. Now they've got at least 3 places for these little buggers to hide, as they're a bit shy. Fake plants to help the enclosure look great. As some bedding on the substrate, water bowl, a backing that both share, as well as a light strip that both share as well. Pretty much very similar items, just different layouts. So a better look of Caesar's house. And Caesar's just tucked away in here. Hey buddy, want to stick your head out and say hello? Unfortunately, he's not a very social snake, this one. His bottom is coming out, it's just his head. Where's your head? Oh, there it is. You say hello to the fans? Yeah, you look like you're about to commit war crimes, buddy. And then we'll come over and say hello to Valentino, who funny enough was born on Valentine's Day in 2022. Hey buddy, look at you. You'll be 3 years old this year. Where has that gone? The last pair of snakes we are going to cover off in the snake room are my 2 brown tree snakes, Willow and Diablo. So both in a house in 77 enclosures, so just a bit over 2 feet. In the enclosures, yet again, we've got a heat pad for each. Multiple hides in there for them to go into, feel secure. Water bowl, fake plants, branches to climb on. A backing that incorporates somewhere to hide from, which I think Diablo looks great. Willow looks a bit shonking, but it works. And they've got a light strip they share with half the room. Willow over here has just got eaten again as she went through for a little while, which seems to be the theme in this room. She's not sticking her little head out. She likes to hide in amongst the fake rock in there. But I don't want to disturb her, as she will actually bite me on the face, as my nose is pretty much right in line with that shelf. Then her partner in crime, or I can't say partner, but the polar opposite. Diabs, you want to come out, buddy? He's a sweetheart, but I don't know if he wants to come out today. It's funny, his name is Diablo, but so friendly. Then you got Willow, who's just a feral little snake. So there's Diablo, doing exceptionally well. Eats all year round for me. Really likes his fuzzy mice. I'm trying to get him to take hoppers, but he wasn't that interested. However, both snakes are doing just fine now. So all in all, everybody's fine in this room. Rightio, making our way into the lizard room, starting off with Subi, who is my sand swimmer. She's doing exceptionally well, guys. Even though I don't see her for the most part, every now and again during the night time, I do see a glimpse of her running around catching food. So she's housed in a 50 centimeter enclosure. In her enclosure, it's about 2 to 3 inches worth of sand for her to burrow into, depending on what part of the enclosure. There's a couple of proper hides in here for her to retreat into. The hide in the back there has a heat pad that she shares with Elizabeth, who we'll get to in a moment. There's a fake plant, a bit of bark, water bowl, and a backing to set up the cage. The previously mentioned, we have Elizabeth. Now, Elizabeth is one of several she skinks we have in the family. So her and her siblings are all housed in these 30 centimeter enclosures. In the enclosure, we've got the coconut fibre as a substrate, which I'll wet down at the front. There's a bit of sphagnum moss I'm just playing around with, see if they like it. Just them to enjoy burrowing through that too. A bit of bark as well as a proper hide in each enclosure. See if Elizabeth will come over. Hey darling. So her and Callisto, or Pearl, sorry, I think it was, got into a bit of a scuffle. So that's why I decided to separate all the young she-eggs into their own little houses. But you'll see the rest of her siblings and the adults much later on. However, I have exciting news. I, for the first time, have hatched out some baby war dragons. Now, I will put the full story down in the comments for you guys to read, as it's a long story. But the mother is pretty much Lime, who is a female Gibson war dragon. However, the father is a Eastern war dragon. So these guys are hybrids. So we've got Tinsel, I think is the one sitting on the log, and then little Belle down the bottom here. We're keeping these 2 babies, but another 6 more in here that eventually will sell when the time is right for these guys. They're pretty cute, very mischievous little buggers. Below everybody here, we have Blaine. Now, Blaine here is by Lowland Box Blue Tongue, housed in this 90 centimeter enclosure with the aspen bedding as a substrate. 2 proper hides in here for her to go into. Got a backing, water. She has a heat pad, and then with the UVB above. Pretty much kind of the same equipment throughout each of the enclosures. So he's a little Blaine, doing pretty well. Very confident little skink now. She's not as shy as she once was. But today she's having a bit of a nap in her hide. Don't blame her. It's pretty much a lazy day here at the moment. So we'll leave her be. Lock her up. Yeah, we'll make our way down to the next two enclosures as they're pretty much identical. So we've got a pair of 120cm enclosures, so 4-foot enclosures. That houses two Eastern Blue Tongue skinks. The one up here is named Bo. He's the older Blue Tongue. Hey, you coming out, buddy? He's a pretty chill out little Blue Tongue. Will come out every now and again, say hi. But sometimes he will sleep in the hide and just go, whatever, I don't give a damn. So in both Billy and Bo's enclosures, we've got the Aspen bedding. We've got the hides, a couple of rocks in here to help with the nails, LED UVB light bars, backing, and of course a food bowl and water bowl in the corner. The only difference is the heating. While Bo's used to the heat from above, so we've got a little infrared projector up there. Billy down here has a heat pad instead, as that's what she's used to. Now with Billy and Bo, they're both gone through a shed cycle pretty much the same time. So pretty much all their shed, I'll try my best to clean it up. But as you can see, give it 5 minutes later, they just destroy it again. But those are my Blue Tongue skinks. On the shelf just next door to Bo, we have a pair of 6cm enclosures to go through. This one here, one in front of us, has my pink tongue skink named Pedro. He's doing pretty well. He's eating a fair bit since it's been warm lately. Just currently chilling out in his hide. More of a nocturnal species like Suey, so the only time I get to see this little bugger is of a night time when he's waiting for his food bowl. So Aspen bedding yet again, 2 hides on the ground, food bowl, water bowl, a branch, fake plants, then a backing which I incorporated a hide into. So we've got 3 places to hide. There's a little more light strip above him to provide a little bit of light, but not too bright for him. And we've got his heat as well. Next door to him, we've got someone who's very cheeky. His name is Thumper. He is a digiskink, so he's a species from the spine-tail skink family, which consists of your depressors or digiskinks, your Cunninghams, all those sorts of guys. Let's see if we can get him out. Hey buddy, you want to play ball? He can be very hey, no biting. There he is. So what I mean by cheeky is he'll come over to see if I've got any superworms. He'll love my mum because she gives him a nice salad mix every morning. And then if I don't have anything to offer, he'll try to bite me. But it's pretty good. Sand as a substrate, a fake rock stack that he can go into and wedge himself into. However, it's quite light and easy to pull apart if I need to get to him. There's his proper hide, so if he wants something solid to go into, he's got that. He's got a little mushroom in here to decorate the enclosure. It's kind of cute. Food bowl, water bowl. Backing, as well, his heat and his UVB. This drop dead gorgeous diamond pipe in here is Aurora. She's just been upgraded to a 60cm enclosure now, as she's growing at a rapid rate. Now, when I put her in this cage, I didn't realise how beautiful her golds are coming through. She's going to be a very pretty snake when she's older. So in her enclosure, we've got the UVB just above her, as diamond pythons do require UVB. She's got a backboard, branches that she'll love to climb on, as she's doing right now. That's her favourite spot where she is at the moment. Got a hide down here with a heat pad underneath the enclosure, so she's got some warmth. Got the substrate, her water bowl. Apart from that, she's smashing food. I think she's on hopper rats now, which is, geez, only a couple of months ago she was on adult mice, so she's grown quite quickly. This little guy here is Dusty. Now, we don't often see Dusty in these videos as he's quite a shy little bugger, but today he's like, yep, I'm going to hang out and let you guys see me. So Dusty, he is a black-headed miner, also known as a black-tailed miner. Scientific name is Varanus tristis or Varanus tristis, one of the two. Doing pretty well. He's been smashing food. Doesn't want to be touched, so I thought, nah, you can be a display animal. And ever since I left him alone, he's actually been out more and more often. He's housed in a 140cm enclosure, so just shy of being 5 feet. We've got his standard substrate. There's a couple of hides over there. So there's one rocky looking one. Then that log there's hollow, so he can retreat into that one. A couple of fake plates in here. Being a tree growing little lizard, he does like to climb, to provide plenty of perches for him to go on. Heat, UV. He's got his food dish, crocodile skull by the way. His water bowl. There's another hide over here so he can go warm or cold. However, his 2 favourite spots in this cage would be either in this hollow log right here. Also seen him between the mesh and the light bar. So I might have to solve that problem later on, buddy. But I might just leave it because you do like going up there, don't you? Below Dusty, in another 140cm enclosure, we have the diva of the reptile room or household, depending who you ask. This is Akko. She's my female Eastern War Dragon. Now, she gave us a bit of a scare not too long ago, so her realistic pond is now swapped out for her old pond, only because one day we came home and she was stuck on the pond and her head was in the water and she couldn't get out. So effectively she almost drowned. She's not as athletic as she used to be, so even her branches have been lowered because she's having falls and stuff, so she's getting quite old. But apart from that, she's doing just fine. Bit of a sulky lala today, so she's gripping my hand. So in her enclosure, we've got the coconut fibre as a substrate, hide, couple of branches, her little stump she can sit on left heat, UVB, backing, food bowl, fake plant, couple of rocks and bricks in there to get in out of a water bowl. So that's a little setup. And look at her, she's just been a sweetheart, aren't you, girl? Hey, you love me, don't you? On the bottom shelf on this shelving unit in this 120cm enclosure or 4-foot enclosure, we've got my pair of stringerbacks, Monty and Anastasia. The one I'm looking at right here is Anastasia. She's a sweetheart. She loves her food as well. She's quite a thick girl, thick with 3 C's. Then her partner in crime, being Mr. Monty, is currently in the shed. I can tell because he's not as bright with his yellows. He's a shy boy, but he sleeps all day and he loves his girl. Even though they haven't had any babies, they still love each other, I believe. But in the enclosure, I've got dustbin beddings as a substrate, 2 highs in here for them to go into, a ramp or 2 to help them get on top of this one, water bowl, food bowl, which I haven't got to it yet, which I'm surprised, being about, 10 o'clock in the morning? 11 o'clock in the morning. So usually by now it's all gone. Got the backing, their heat, and their UVB. This very shelf here I call the Sherrick shelf, as this is where all my Sherricks are kept, apart from Elizabeth, who we saw earlier in the video. We'll go over to the adults housed in this 50cm enclosure. So the 2 that got their heads sticking out are named Jara and Gum. Jara is the one on the left hand side, while Gum is the one on the right hand side. Both Sherricks in here are very friendly, very easygoing. With Jara, very shy. Gum, yeah, it's like whatever. But there's one more in here named Ghost. Ghost is an absolute, how can I say it? Naughty little lizard. It's probably under here, isn't he? Yep, there he is. This little guy likes to bite me and give me grief. So we'll leave him be. In their enclosure, we've got the coconut fibre as a substrate. Bit of sphagnum moss over here for them to go into, which is a bit damp. Multiple hides in here for them to go into. Food bowl, water bowl, and they share heat cord with everybody on the shelf. So every other cage we're about to see is a 30cm enclosure, a hide, a bit of bark, water bowl. These guys get fed every couple of days. Bit of sphagnum moss in the enclosure. That's really about it. Otherwise, each of them have their own little personalities. This one here is named Callisto, very friendly little she-oak. Every time I have food or I'm approaching with the food bowls, she gets really excited, will come over and be like, food, food, food. So she's very cute. I think her and Elizabeth were the one who got into a fight. And this is Pearl, a very nice greyish looking she-oak. Same thing with Pearl, gets excited for food. Often will come out and explore the house every time I'm doing something in the room. This one down here, Will, he's a cheeky one, very shy, very fast. By goodness, look, I wish the camera could pick up his colours. He's got like a maroon red going through his body, which is a lovely, lovely looking she-oak. Jack, he's the hungry bugger, but the invisible bugger. You put a food bowl in there, you don't see him, and then he'll just eat it, come out, and yeah, disappear again. There he is. I'm pretty sure Jack and Barbosa or Davey, I think it was Davey, were these two got into a squabble as well. So there was just these little bickering fights I was getting sick of, and tail nips, or especially with Pearl and Jackie, their tail tips got bitten off. So that was kind of frustrating. So that was that. Then we've got Davey, very adventurous little she-oak, will come out pretty much every day to explore his house, even though it has nothing's changed, and probably always looking at the food. The very last one, the most invisible, the very shy, not that interested in food, but just a sweet little she-oak. It's kind of almost like Jara. It never causes any issues. There he is. And he's the smallest one too. This is Barbosa. There he is, coming out. Now, for those who are watching to this part, I've got a little competition for you. Where did I get all these names from for the little share? So we've got Elizabeth, Pearl, Callisto, Will, Jack, David, Barbosa. Whoever is the first one to get it right has bragging rights. I don't have anything in place. Next up, we've got a pair of 67 closures to go through. It houses 2 of my Cunningham skinks. The one we're looking at here, his name is Meatlug, bit of a cheeky little guy. Now with Meatlug, he's more just a little looking animal, as if I'm trying to pick him up or interact with him, he will absolutely bite the living daylights out of me. Now, I'll be honest, I'd rather get bitten by a parenti, which has happened before, than get bitten by him again. That's how much it hurts. Yeah. And that's me saying of all things, and I get bitten quite often. Anyway, in Meatlug and Toothless's respective enclosures, we've got a fake rock stack they can go into. There's a heat pad that both share under here. That's been bedding as a substrate. There's a proper hide for them to go into. Water bowl. Now, Meatlug here only eats every couple of days, like the she-egg, so I only give him food every second day or so. Got a backing behind there in the UVB. Close this, that way this little guy doesn't cause any issues. And he's quick as well. Now, let's go find a friendlier one named Toothless that we've had since he's a little witty baby. Talk under here. No. He's right at the back. Bear with me, everybody. He's used his water bowl as a bloody toilet. Great. Thanks, Toothless. Thank you for nothing, you useless reptile. Got him. So, Toothless here is a very easy Cunningham to deal with. Now, one thing is I would love to have these two together. However, knowing skinks as a species or as a group of reptiles, they are nothing but trouble when you put them together. If they don't get along, they'll just straight up kill each other. But saying that, with Toothless here, had since a baby, so I at least had the chance of interacting with him and getting him to being friendly. Unlike Meatlug, where I've got him as that size already. But I've got to say, you grew so quickly, buddy. What happened? You were just a sweet little thing about a year ago. But yeah, and that is Toothless's cage minus the water bowl because he used it as a toilet. In this pair of acrylic tubs we have here, we've got my 2 geckos, Charcoal and Luna. The one out here is named Charcoal. He's a very dark little coloured gecko. However, they do change the colour. So a moment ago he was in the hide trying to blend it into the darkness. While Luna here, the female, she was just sitting on the side of the tub trying to be as lightly coloured as possible to blend in. Charcoal here is a pretty secretive gecko. You don't see him all too much. However, I was lucky today to see him out and about. While Luna, she's always out and about hunting her food. And she doesn't mind being handled compared to Charcoal. So she's a very friendly little gecko. But both of these geckos got sent as a substrate. There's a heat pad on their shelf. It's kind of hard to get to, so I pulled them out and made it easier. A couple of highs in here from the go into. Branches from the climb on, water bowl. And Luna has a little fake plant in here, as I thought just split it up, make it look nice. But we've got one more animal to go through, and that'll be it for the video. Our last member to cover off in this video is not a reptile, but a dog. This is Boss. He's a 1-year-old black Labrador. He's a bit cheeky, he likes to destroy stuff when we're not looking. He loves to play, loves his food, and loves to jump over my bed, Dad's bed or Mum's bed, depending on the night, and just sleep with us. But he's a good boy. Just needs to learn to stop being so naughty at times, eh? But nah, typical black Labrador stuff. Look at ya. So thank you guys for watching this video. I'll catch you all in the next one.